Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, and today we're going to be taking a quick review of how to implement a video and screen recording feature and also audio recording at some point in WeWeb. And for this for this project we're going to be utilizing the NPM plugin in WeWeb. And I think this video is a great starting point for anyone that wants to learn how to utilize the NPM plugins, but there are also other videos out there on how to pick a great NPM plugin and how it works with web. But for this video, I won't be doing a quick dive into all of that. So basically, like I said earlier, we're going to be using the NPM plugin, and the NPM plugin we're using in this case is called Record RTC plugin. It's a plugin that allows us, record a user screen or record a video or audio, and also canvas actually. But for this video it's just screen and video recording we'll be focusing on. And this is a demo app built for this purpose basically, and it's also available in the WeWeb marketplace for users to test it out and also look at how I built it. So like I said earlier, we're going to be using the NPM plugin in WeWeb, and this is the first version. This is the first step basically towards doing this. The first step is to install the NPM plugin and type this in. You can see record RTC. You can view it package, and you can see how it comes, and this kind of shows you this would work. There's a more a more in-depth video from someone else in the comments on how to identify an NPM plugin that works in WeWeb. It just shows you that it works basically. This is a package version. I'm not using a global property in this case. You can see 5.6.2, 5.6.2, and record RTC. You can do a quick search if in your case if you want to install it in your project like this. It takes a while to load up, but it's definitely going to bring it back up. Yeah, you can see same thing here, but I'm already using it, so I don't need to install it again. So there are different ways to utilize this plugin, and this profile page for the plugin has a great starting point for you to utilize the plugin and how to maximize its potential. Basically, you can see here this is just a demo of how to utilize using promises. This is a proper chart on how to use a preview of the browser supports. Edge, Firefox, Chrome, and what to expect. Safari really has audio and video, and that's tested properly. So if you want to utilize it as a PWA app in WeWeb, you can only do audio and video, nothing regarding screen. But everywhere else, you have the ability to use audio, video, and screen. This is a preview of the codec support and what works in each browsers. And you need to take that in mind, because when you're configuring your video and audio recorder, some of them would work in some browsers while they won't work in another browser. And this is just a CDN review in case you don't use the NPM plugin. Like I showed earlier, you can also use configuration and how you can configure it to your particular parameters. And this is just the API. Nothing so serious about all of this, but you can just take a look at it, you take a look at the documentation and understand how each and everything works. And this is just a preview of the application. Here we just have a simple dialog similar to Loom. I call it a Loom clone, because that's what Loom does basically. Right here you can select your camera. I have two cameras connected to me currently, so that's why I have this. And you can see all my audio devices available also in this section basically. And this right here is just a camera preview. I think personally the feature I would have loved to see in other video recording applications, to give a quick preview of the camera before I actually have to go in and then set everything up. Yeah, we can't access the camera because I'm currently using another camera basically. And let's go into the WeWeb app and look at how is done basically. Like I showed you earlier, the first step is actually to add the plugin from the NPM plugin from WeWeb, then configure your NPM package you really want to bring in. In this video, we're not going to be working with basically any data or anything, because I'm not sending the video anywhere. But if you want to in your application, that's definitely possible. Yeah, and I think I want to look at some variables I have right here that covers a few things like the action dialog, the camera status, for mic, the recording timer, the screen recording view, and the audio, the video recorder view. So basically, the first thing after that, bringing in the whole package and installing the npm plugin. The first thing I did was to handle dialog opening. For the design you saw earlier, for the dialog you saw earlier, this basically. When the page loads, it opens, so every time the user can easily access that particular dialogue. And another thing that is quite important is the loading of the camera and audio devices. So right there where we have the list of camera and audio devices, this is the function that works with it. So what this code basically does is just basic JavaScript that checks for permission for audio and video devices from your device, and give record RCC access to it. And I created two variables basically to be able to capture the camera devices and the audio devices. So all the codes I utilized in this project are all commented, so you can know what each section does. So like you can see, for example, the first section checks if we need to request a permission, because sometimes you don't need to always request for permission every time you load the application. If a user already has the permission to utilize your audio and your video devices, we only need to ask for it once and not every time you load your page. So that's one thing to put in mind when implementing yours. You only need to ask for permission once, and then you can run the code basically. And the second one checks if the camera or microphone doesn't have labels. Yeah, so the thing about the camera microphones is there are labels and there are IDs basically. So right here, for example, you can see we have a label, which is the camera label. So where we had HD camera, blah 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 blah, that was the label, and the ID, which is the camera device ID or the audio device ID, that will be passing as a parameter to the plugin to let you know what particular audio device or camera device we would be using basically. So that checks if there's a label for it or if there's an ID for it, and it does what's needed. And like I said, we need to check if the device has permission to utilize that. If it doesn't, we can get the devices again after permissions. Secondly, we also have this that extracts camera information, microphone information. Like I spoke earlier, we have the ID and the label, ID label, and get the inputs and then store all of that into a WeWeb variable I created down here so that we can utilize it in our drop down. There are different ways to implement something like this where you want to utilize external data into your app. So right here you can see variable mic list type array. We have 6 devices, and you can see HD Pro Med Cam, which I'm currently using. Same goes for the audio devices. Yeah, so that's it basically. And this is this is quite important, because when you activate the camera and the audio devices, it's very important to always stop the track, or basically stop utilizing the camera and audio devices, or else you're gonna have errors in your code when you're trying to use it in another place. Because currently I am recording the video, but if I was to try and use this, it won't work, because they probably implemented a track stop in their implementation basically. So it's good to always utilize something like this. Then return both arrays in an object, and then just a console error in case there's an error in anything that goes wrong in any part of the code. So I know where to look at if I'm running into an error. So that's the first thing basically that helps us load audio devices and our video devices basically. Up next is where the deal gets done basically, which is the recording feature. But before I go there, in depth, we also have something called the camera preview. Yeah, so a great thing about this implementation is it tackles a bug a lot of people have, you know, had basically with utilizing the Record RSSA plugin, and I'm going to also be touching that in a moment. But this is just a simple camera preview where all I'm just doing is calling the camera basically. Yeah. Toggle camera, check if the camera is currently active, turn it off if it is, turn it on if it's not, and then let's just get the camera strip only, attach it to the audio preview, video preview, which is an HTML embed I'm currently running to just do a quick preview of the video I have right here. If you want to have a quick test, I would show you how it works generally in the application. You can see right here, I have certain actions which are from the dialogue, but if I come in here, basically I have something called views, which is screen preview and video preview, which are basically HTML embeds that allow me preview what I'm recording with my screen or what I'm making a video of, basically with the camera preview. So that's that, and let's dive into our our recording functionality basically. So like I said earlier, we can't make another video here because I currently have another video running. Yeah. But right here you're gonna see something. Man, this thing's lagging like mad. So right here, this is a preview of the actions basically. Yeah. So we have two things here, which are the screen and the camera recording that we want to implement. So this comes from the drop down selection right here that allows us, whatever we pick with the drop down. So if I come here and I select camera only, you can see I have a change right here that says camera, and if I come here, you can see I have a change that says screen basically, and that allows us to know where we want to record at that particular period basically. And so they pretty much have the same functionality or the same code structure basically. Yeah, I understand if you're not someone that is code savvy or knows how to read documentation and stuff like this, I would advise utilizing either ChatGPT or Cursor to help you with it. You can take a list of, you can copy this code I have. Like I said, this project is available in the WeWeb marketplace, and it's part of a template I uploaded personally for anyone for free, basically, actually for anyone to use in their project or learn from basically. And I'm heavy on that because I myself I'm a self learner, so a lot of things I know currently are from people taking their time to share it. So you can come down here and get the template and then also experiment yourself and take the codes I have, drop it into Cursor, ChatGPT, so basically any AI agent that you trust their coding agent. But my own personal opinion is to work with ChatGPT and Cursor basically. So let's start off with the video recording because I think it's more important and it sets the foundation for the screen recording functionality. So the first thing I'm doing is just disabling the screen view. At every point in time, I always want to disable it, in case anything basically. Even if I have a stranded stream going on regarding the screen, best thing to do is just disable it in any way possible. And second thing is to show the camera. This camera variable is something I that is also here to basically allow users know the timestamp of their video and also to stop the video. But all of that's not important. And the most important thing in this is the camera recording action and the code for it basically. So like I said earlier, there's a particular problem a lot of users face, and which is the audio issue actually and stopping the video. So I would go into that and show you how it works. But basically, the first thing we're doing here is check with want to start recording with the selected camera and audio we have from our variable. So we'll say let's the camera ID and audio ID be a variable that I selected from WeWeb. You can see type string, and this is a WeWeb variable, same as this. Then the next is to remove any existing event listeners to prevent duplicates on our stop button. So the reason why a lot of people implement this and they can't seem to stop the video is because they run the direct record RCC stop action on a separate button. So right here in this case, what I have is I'm running an event listener on this code to just listen to a stop button I have, which is just an HTML basically. So if you have it separate, for some reason it doesn't work, you're not going to be able to stop your recording. Yeah, you might have gotten to the point, which is what a lot of people in the community say. They get to a point whereby they start the video, but for some weird reasons they can't stop it, or they're having weird audio issues. And this video actually talks about ways on how to solve them, and this is the best method possible, which is to run the stop action in your general code that starts the video, and then just run an event listener on the stop button to stop the video basically. So this function, all it does is remove any existing event listener so that when I press the stop button, it doesn't affect that and it actually stops it directly. Secondly, I have a time tracking feature. This is up, and it's quite important. We need to record the time tracking feature for when a recording starts. I'm sure some people are wondering why I didn't use direct WeWeb implementation for that to track the time. But this is way better because the time your video starts is different from when you probably maybe put on a button action, which is what I noticed someone else was doing, was putting the timer on the button action, whereas the video takes a little bit time to start in between. And this is great for you in case you want to set up a timer before the video starts. Like you want to give them a 3-second head start or a 5-second head start. This would help you track it and to work directly with the video instead of a button action or whatever basically. And up next we have try the media stream with the selected camera. We'll attach the HTML embed video preview like I showed earlier, which is the video preview, and initialize the recorder with a WebM format. I'm using WebM in this case because it's faster and quite better, but like I showed you earlier in this code, there are different configurations you can utilize. Basically, you have the MP4 codec, PCM, basically different functional configurations. I'm using this one because it's the best. I literally used almost everything because I had to test which one they have any lag in the video or any sort of lag in the audio also basically, and this covers that particular area perfectly well. And that's why we also have this video bits per seconds, audio bits per seconds, because I was trying to tackle a weird lag, and it's like fine-tuning where you're trying to find that right volume for your song, and this is what this basically does. Up next is to start the recording and the time tracking features to start the timer properly. So this is the function to start the timer, and this is me just calling the function up there. No, that's that. And this right here is to create the download link for the WebM format when I stop the recording. So you see, I always record the stop recording console log, recording stopped. So in case you want to run another action on when your recording has stopped, you can run it in in a scenario like this when the console log says recording stopped. I created a longer timer for cleanup. Perks of having to use ChatGPT. I noticed some part of my code wasn't working. I uploaded it, and timeout for my cleanup was an issue, and I think that's why I kind of advise for ChatGPT and Crystal to help with your code, because there's some things you just might not spot. Notice yourself, and it will help you notice it better and provide better ways to improve it. And right here, stop the video and release resources. So the video actually stops properly, because another issue people are complaining about was they stopped the video, and they still had the recording stream going on, whereas they had run the stop video action, and this stops it properly and handles all errors for the code, and this just calls the function basically. And let's start with the screen recording, the video recording feature. Sorry about a mistake. And the screen recording also takes something quite similar to this, basically. We have this, like I showed you in the code. It has screen, audio, and video, and they just all have minor differences, especially with the screen and video. I think we have some significant difference because of what they're capturing is different. One is a screen of your device, one is a video of yourself. So in this area, we're gonna have to use the display media and display stream, and cursor to always video audio true, because we want to record audio for the screen recording. But in the case whereby you don't want to record the user's audio, you just turn this to false and it wouldn't record the user's audio. And this one, same thing, the timer, want to get the audio properly. So another issue I was facing was an issue of lag and quality with the audio, and I had to let the audio stream separately, then combine it together at the end. So we have microphone audio, we combine the stream and the display stream. So audio, display, and all of that basically. This is to show the preview for our screen preview, so you can see what you're recording on your screen basically. This creates the recorder. Also similar video, web NPM, WebM, codec, VP9, video bits per second, and media stream recorder. All these, I think the particular issue I had with screen recording was random lags with the screen recording, where I had my cursor moving, but the feel some sort of delay basically, and this kind of solved it and put it in a better place and less noticeable. And this starts the recording, this for time tracking to start the timer, so it's always updated immediately the video starts recording. It's not running before the video starts recording. This is to handle stopping. Once again, same method I'm using, stop recording equals to function console log stop recording to actually stop recording the video basically. But this just calls the console log, this stops the timer, this stops every other event listener, and then we're getting the documents, or basically our button, which I'm calling the stop button, by the document ID. So once we stop the button, we're going to stop the recording, which is recorder that stop recording, and then the function to actually stop it and then download the recording that we have basically. And then this cleans it up, stops our track once again, so we are stopping everything properly, and sets up the action stop. Basically that's all we have for screen sharing. Also in this area, if there's any part of the code you don't understand, or you're having some difficulty with, depending on your implementation, you can always review the NPM plugin. And this closes the dialog and this activates the um, action dialog for the camera active, and those are just all minor stuffs based off this area, because there are two action dialogues in this area. This is the one before the video starts, and this is another for when the video is running, basically, like you can see right here. So I'm just gonna unbind this, and you can see to stop the recording, which is our stop button, basically, like we have here. HTML attributes is how we can identify a web element in our code, and this is the timer also. So this timer is connected to the code using this also right here. Like you can see, recording timer text in both code for video and screen recording. And basically that's how I utilized the record RTC NPM plugin to implement a video and screen recording feature in a web application. So if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me in my DM in the details are provided, and you can take a deeper look into the the program, basically, in the WeWeb marketplace by getting the template. It's free of course, so no cost for you to do anything. And I think you're good to go. Take a look at it, mess around with it. This is a live link for you to preview. And let me know what your thoughts are with this build, basically.